Hello, everybody. Earlier today, I was talking about how asymmetrical GRCs can best be explained by disk galaxies having a very significant precession, like a precession that's twice as fast as the rotation. And this has always been where scientists just cannot accept that a spinning disk the size of a galaxy can be precessed, because it would take too much energy to precess a spinning disk. And they're right, it would take too much energy to precess a spinning disk, a large spinning disk. But you don't precess the spinning disk once it's already spinning. You start it precessing as it's starting to spin, and you increase both on the way up and lock them in. I mean, the precession and the rotation are locked in, they're synchronized. It's a 1 to 2. So you've got these big galaxies, and the reason that facing galaxies have asymmetrical GRCs is because one side of the galaxy is precessing towards you, and it looks like the light from the stars is going at a different speed than the other side of the galaxy, which is precessing away from you. So that's why you have the asymmetrical GRCs. So these galaxies, for a long time, they couldn't even decide which direction galaxies were spinning. They are going so slowly compared to us that we don't see them move at all. And that's the thing, is that they're motionless in the sky as far as we're concerned. So but what they're really doing is they're like big spinning coins, and they're sweeping out a spherical volume. And that should be fairly obvious, because galaxies not only have a disk, they also have a gas body, which is spherical, and they have spherical halos around them of old globular clusters. And these spherical halos are double. They're double halos. They're nested spherical halos. And one of the layers is flowing one direction, and the other layer is flowing the other direction. So galaxies are not just disks. They have a spherical halo structure, and they've got a spherical gas body that's another third of the distance out from the spherical halos. So they're spheres. The disk is a disk, and at any one time it's a two-dimensional thing, and it's most of the galaxy, but it's sweeping out a sphere. And atoms are the same thing. They are also, at any one time, they're mostly disks. They're mostly 2D. So if you've got these 2D atoms facing all directions, your matter looks like it's solid. But if you can think of a Venetian blind, where you get it so all of the edges are towards you once per cycle, then at that point you can see through the matter. And if you synchronize your atoms to all be in the same plane, in the same two-dimensional plane at the same time, then your matter becomes virtually two-dimensional. It's still there. The matter is still there. It's still physically in the same place. But now, photons go through it, because it's like a Venetian blind. So gravity is also photons. Gravity are photons from the nucleus. So when you get your matter into this virtual 2D state, which you can do by the right sound, by focusing sound, or by focusing the right magnetism, by influencing the matter with the right field, you can cause the matter to become virtually 2D. But once it's virtually 2D, it can be moved by no energy. It can be moved by thought. Like, you better have it tied down before you do that, because it may just disappear on you. And that's what these portals that they say, oh, it's a portal. It's not a portal. It's a place where there's a field that makes the matter become invisible and so massless that a thought can transport it instantly away. So it's not a portal. Matter can be made virtually two-dimensional, and that's how we have to be transporting things. We can't be using big rockets and stuff like that. We have to be just using the correct magnetic fields or sound focal points of some kind. And yes, it would appear to be a portal, but it's a place where the magnetic field changes the atom's orientation in the matter to make it instantaneously 2D. And then at that point, presumably you've got some kind of control about where it's going to go, or you better have. So that's that's your portal kind of idea. That's how UFOs work. That's how we can travel at light speed. We can travel faster than light. There's levels faster than light. You can synchronize your atoms so that not only the atoms are synchronized, but the atoms are also synchronized, and you can boost your speed up even more. And it's possible to travel. It's possible to travel in this universe once we get our science down. Anyway, yep. Have a good night.